You know when you have been fished, when all of your guys' photos are AI. You know when you've been fished. Yeah. It's serious. I'm just putting it out there. I am making it up, man. Like I've had some guys do some real good work on their photos, and you're going, damn, you look like you had that's your kid brother, your son, you know. Totally different guy that came to the door. I was like, holy hell in the handbasket. You know, when you're being fished, when they tell you, I can't meet you downstairs, I have an ankle bracelet. And you're going, oh, wow. It's going to be one fast visit. That's what I first, you know. He didn't say that because then I would have said it's going to be a fast visit. I'm sorry. That's just not what I'm looking for. But thank you very much. You know, when you know, get your shit together, give me a call. If you're in between jobs, don't call me. No, he went on TikTok and he added me a year later, and I'm like, oh, you are blocked. Ugh. It just gave me the heebie-jeebies. He told me, yeah, you know, and I want for a career. Oh, geez, please don't tell me that's right. I'm going to sell drugs. I'm like, well, okay, I see where this one's going. Toodles. Yeah. I seen right where it was going. I laughed. And you know you're being, the guy's yelling at me, oh, you're a bitch. You just want a rich guy. No, I want a guy that is working, honey. You don't even have a job. Think about that. I don't have a job. Do you see me like putting myself out there? Fuck no. I'm pouring into myself. I'd rather pour into myself right now at this moment and this time than anything else, and look for a job, not being stressed out. Yeah, it's $240 less, but you know, it is what it is. I got to lump it up and deal with it. So, anywho, yeah. So when I got paid from unemployment, they didn't pay me for like 3 weeks. So that's why you never know. It could take a couple weeks or longer. Like I said, it was my fault. I didn't get mad. I just said, oh, stupid me. So as always, you know, if you're watching later on, please put a thumbs up. I really believe that some people, another red light, they try to emulate someone. Let's just say, okay, my ex used to always try to emulate my dad. And one day I just said, look, it's not going to happen. My dad goes to work every day. I've seen him go to work where his toothache hurt so bad, a friend of his drove him to get fixed from work. But you fart wrong. My ex used to fart wrong. He'd miss work. I was like, oh, crap. You know what? The first 3 months were actually, the first month was fabulous. It went downhill from that. And my family was all right. They knew. They knew. So you know you've been fished. You know what? Like my dad used to do it all the time. Put something somewhere and record it. Find out what people think of you. That's what I would do. My dad's done it. You know? I mean, it's just some people come off as something that they're not. I call it like, she came off with this thing, everything should be caring and love, but boy, I don't feel like using her name, but she was acting all caring and loving. And when COVID came, do you remember that story? When COVID came, suddenly all her foundation fell apart. Ellen, yeah, that's who it was. Ellen. You remember Ellen DeGeneres? You remember that? You remember? Yeah. She had this whole caring thing, and she would be caught saying smack about stuff, and she's hanging out with pedophilers and shit and bad people. And I'm like, wow. There are some bad people out there, and they put themselves as sweet people, and it takes a whole thing on your heart. So, because of the point, I worry about people in general. So, I sent it out to all people who are here, on the internet. Maybe they're having an asshole day. Maybe they're having to deal with an asshole who has been hiding within, a friend's camp or whatever. Whatever it is, I hope that it helps heal them. So yeah. Oh yeah. I've gone, those are, I tell people, talk to someone for 6 weeks. And even then you don't know. Really, even then you don't know if that person, you can do background checks. It doesn't tell you that they're a sociopath. I don't know how you can check for sociopath or psychopaths or whatever. But yeah, I I have kept to the rule of the 6 weeks, and usually for some reason, psychopaths and sociopaths like to move in within a certain time frame. They do everything just so fast, but it's also people, because people will catch on to them. But yeah, they're not, nice people. So I just felt that maybe I should send somebody, some people, some healing light. They might need it. Yeah. I'm not a healer. I don't profess to say I'm a healer. I'm just, I don't have a big following. It's good to give in that way. So yeah, when I didn't do that, I got stuck with a guy who wanted to be a career criminal. I'm like, what a lovely guy. Oh yeah. He looked the grown up. I swear to God, he was the grown up version, except without the incredible guy, the redheaded guy. When he grew up, he became that inventor. He looked exactly like him, except blonde hair. I am not even joking. The way it stuck up and everything, it was really. I was like, I almost wanted to tell him, but I kept quiet, and I'm like, dang. So yeah, I love that. And that's when I became a new rule. They have to meet you somewhere. If they can't meet you, you know they don't have a car, you know. So there was just certain rules that I was going to think of doing and I didn't. I'm glad. But, you know, it just got to that point where I was like, wow, this is just crazy. So, yeah. It took a while, and then I dated some guy for almost 3 years, you know. And, yeah, I told him I didn't even, I haven't been with anybody since the Circle K thing. Yeah, and I feel real bad. I'm hoping somebody gives me a second chance. But yeah. Oh yeah. I haven't been with anybody. I'm cool. I'm not bitching. I'm just stating a fact. You know? So yeah. So this is only going to be an hour-long show. A 2-hour show just about kills me because it's just, you know, so long and I can only do so much in the 40, you know, like an hour-long thing that I go and I talk about. So, you know when you're getting, you know, you're talking to some guy and you know how, you know, you start off with caviar and you end up with like, not even McDonald's. You go even lower than McDonald's, which is cheap takeout pizza. Caesar's. That's a cheap. Yeah, I think it's like $7 now. It used to be $5 now. It's $7. He's like started off with a nice dinner, and then it went down to Caesar's Pizza and Netflix. I'm like, he's telling me, yeah, come on up. So I went on up. He didn't tell me about his ankle bracelet, and I'm like, oh crap. I couldn't it just, there was just something so wrong. So I left and I was high. Yep. That's when I made my prayer. I don't know if it worked. All I know is I said he was an asshole. I'm not going to let this shit happen again. Damn asshole. Yeah, I'm going to be a career criminal. Woo! How'd that get you so far? Oh, yeah. That got you a lot. Yeah. My wife says stupid, whatever. And I'm like, I don't think she's stupid. I think you're crazy as all can be. And then after I left and he said, I wanted nothing but rich men. I'm on TikTok and it's the same person. Block that some bitch. Yeah, you're crazy. Yeah, when I finally got on the freeway, man, I was so glad to be out of, ugh, he smelled weird. It's just everything just seemed like he was lying over lies. Like you're painting something and it's just not looking right, but you're still painting it even though it's the wrong way or color. Oh, yeah. I just so glad I walked away from that one. Oh, that was bad. I'm not, I promise you, I will not walk away. I will assist you in all possibility. Any guy that comes up to me, I remember, let me tell you this. I was running late for work. It was still cold out, and I like these. I have them by, I started buying the pink product line where it was camouflage because when they only had it under a certain size and I was like oversized 16, so I couldn't fit into it. So when I got in, when I lost weight, I went and bought it, and I have 2 sets of them, and I would wear them to work because they're comfortable. I wear my other like shorts just in case it gets warm. with my pockets. So I keep my pockets and stuff. Ready to go to work. And I realize I don't have no coffee. I'm all running late. I'm taking this is what I use to fill up. And what I did, I went over to Circle K and I'm like making a mess. I'm like, God dang it, I'm all like, I'm sorry. And then these two guys came in, and then one guy goes, hey, can I assist you? I go, yeah, I'm running, I'm explaining I'm running late and stuff. So he goes, well, yeah, I'll clean it up and you go to work. And I go, oh, thank you. And I went to work. Didn't think nothing of it. I'm not wearing nothing gorgeous. I am not wearing no makeup. So yeah, he was a gorgeous everything, like the whole ball of wax. So anyway, afterwards, my friends go, so how was, I only want to talk about it. Oh, come, no, I am tired of you guys making fun of me. Oh, come on. I go, he wanted to be a career criminal and he had a ankle bracelet. He couldn't even meet me downstairs because he was going to get in trouble. I said, Jesus Christ. He was like, he smelled like he hadn't taken a shower and God knows when. He looked like the Incredibles nemesis, except with blonde hair. I go, oh my God, I should have just like took a picture. I didn't want, he gave me such the creeps. I didn't even want to keep no like picture of him at all. I was just like, woo, we got the creepy weepies, man. You just like make my skin want to crawl. Yeah, you make me feel like a zombie. My skin wants to crawl. I almost told him that too. It just, he made my skin crawl. He really did. He really creeped me out. He'd be the type of person that just, I don't know. She's just making it up, I get enough of that. I really do. I do get enough of that. So anyway, we are at the 25-minute mark or close to it. I must have started just a hair early than 12. So that means that I guess you can say, I'll get as close as I can to an hour mark. So we are talking about, you've been fished when, okay, say this is what some people have done. When Windsor first got like their casinos going on there, and then Detroit got their casinos going on, people had different scams going on. And at that time, my ex-mother-in-law got divorced from my baby's daddy's dad, his grandpa, and she started going on dates. And she was explaining, yeah, here's a picture of him and stuff. And I'm like, huh, I thought I've seen him before somewhere. And he was in Yeovil. And he didn't say that he had, anything going on, but yeah, he apparently stole from my ex-mother-in-law. I don't remember how much it was, $60. And she's, and then he ghosted her. And, I was like, you got to watch out for that too. If you have them come over to your house, say you've gone on 3 dates, you still don't trust them, do a background check on them. Fuck. But even that can still mean that you're going to get fished. Psycho and sociopaths are one of the greatest players on earth. They mirror all of their problems onto other people. When I was hearing a troll, we'll just call him the big fat booby troll. The big fat booby troll started talking about stuff about somebody else. And I got really pissed. And I'm thinking, God, at that time, I wanted to do my physical and be healthy and not get stressed out. And I'm like, I'll just, until my physical's done, they take my blood and then I can get stressed out before that. I mean, after then, that's how I felt about it. And he was just saying things that were not nice, And I'm like, wow, you must fuck a lot of people over. Like your friend address thing is not very big. Like one or two that you can really count on, and it's called mom and dad, And that was the first one in a long time that I met that was just needed to get help. And I thought, wow, this person, oof. So I kind of stayed away, not because I hated anybody or I had, bad feelings. I just thought that is just too much drama for me to deal with. It was just like, wow, he was just saying some mean things that I was not listening. I will not listen to rumors. I don't. Even if they're true, okay. I think that people should, they have the right to keep their private lives like that, private. But yeah. Yeah. And I thought, he was like, almost like parading around and his, like you tell he's walking around while he's talking. Yeah, I just think I'm like, God dang, you don't even make sense. So I'm like, oh, okay, well, no one contacted me for a while, and then it is what it is. Yeah. So I just couldn't believe it. I really couldn't. I thought to myself, wow. My brother, he's a real good sociopath. People, after about 3-4 months, some of them are really good. They can go years. Psychopaths are really smart. Those are really stinker ones. Like me, I act like a big poopy pants and stuff, and I piss off everybody on the internet. Fuck. But yeah. You gotta be careful though. If you get people what was it my grandma used to say? If you date someone who claims that they are something and you get a feeling that they're faking it till they make it, it goes, most people, especially, if they're not right in the head, he goes, they're not going to fake it. They're going to, ride the tricycle till the wheels fall off. And that's what I had. More than one psychic person back in the day tell me when I was dating Mr. Wonderful. No, this is what they said at the age of he was almost 30. That's it. That's the best he's going. That's it. And they weren't lying. They really weren't. I'd say high school was when he was at the height of his, everything, career, life, he was popular in high school. And it just never, yeah. So anyway, yeah, I dated briefly for about a week, not dated, seen him. Oh, there's no way I'm touching that. That just smelled so bad. I just don't know. Ugh. So I went home, was happy. I'd rather be alone than to deal with a guy who told me 4 different stories of what happened to the reason why he has an ankle bracelet. I still don't know which one's the real one. And I really don't care to talk about it on here just in case they're using it against him. So yeah, I'm like, wow, you're gonna be doing some good time. So does your mom live here or no? Oh, dang. So you just got okay. So the wife's no longer pressing charges, so that's why he's out. She probably felt bad for him. She had to deal with those collect calls. A collect call from jail. Beep. Will you accept? Beep. Yeah. I thought, wow. I broke up with a guy and I said, dude, you need to get your shit together. He called me for like a month from jail. I'm like, how in the fuck you get in jail? Well, and I go, oh, when they start saying, well, it's like, no, we're not together. Bye. So it's when you date somebody and you know them as friends. Say you know them a year at work. You really don't talk, but you kind of know that a person, how they tell their jokes and how they, hang out with people and stuff like that. And they think that they know somebody. And I tell people this, there's a Steffi at work. That's the responsible one that punches in, gets to work. And then there's a Steffi that goes on YouTube that writes her stuff and does her, her comedy and her snake lady and snake farts and stuff like that. And then there's a person that is not on YouTube, not watching TV, they're doing their own private stuff. I'm my own private person. And it's amazing when I would hear guys go, yeah, I know you, no, you don't. I'm a different person. I'm even different than what I was 2 years ago. My frequency was so different that it's just, I don't know, not frequency, vibes, frequency, however people want to go with that. But yeah. I would say you're being fished or lied to when somebody is talking about somebody else when they're not there. That should never be allowed. Because that festers in negativity. It really does. It festers in negativity when people talk behind people's back. That's what I was trying to say. When people talk behind people's back, just in general, when I worked at the pit, you know it. You don't need to be like, someone to tell you, even though I did have friends before me get fired, go, yeah, they're not your friends. Oh, I knew that. Oh, I knew that right away. They were not my friends. Dude was one of the last people that I can really knew that he was a good person. Him and his wife and his daughter. I am so glad I gave them that adult hippity hop. I hope they enjoyed it. Mine popped. So anyway, yeah. You know, and it comes to that point when you're like, well, you know, you think you got somebody that is like this real deal, this great person, and then they start talking. You know, this is just the honesty. This is what my dad said, and my grandma, and anyone else that I've ever talked to. You know, when you're not dealing with someone who is mentally there, is when they talk behind everyone's back. Because guess what happens when you leave the room? Oh, guarantee it. My ex used to talk behind everybody's back, including mine, my own back. Yeah. If they're going to talk behind next door neighbor's back, your mom's back, anyone's back, they're going to be talking behind yours. It just takes time for you to either catch it or for that person to slip up. But yeah, and that's how I'm like, I'm not going to complain because that's how I felt. I was being very honest. Another thing, if somebody has to tell you that somebody else is nice, they're not nice. Really. If they're going to have to tell you that they are nice, they are not nice. I remember because I would read the Reddit stories. There's another one about fishing stories. Shoot. I should just start reading the Reddit stories. My God. Shoot, I just worked with someone who stabbed somebody in the back and they would like hit you really hard before you had to make sure you were out of their way. They just, woo, they played some mean hitting games, man. It was like, ow. Yeah. So here it is. You're dating, and this guy's like the greatest, you know. I listened to all these things and I loved him. We have been dating for 3 years. And I couldn't believe it. Oh, my hairstylist. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah. My friend who was married, who was with her boyfriend 2 years, they got married. I feel left out in the cold. Should I feel that way? Well, apparently the guy was having a fascination over a woman that broke up with him, went into Japan, came back, and she's like, "Who the fuck are you?" He already broke up with his wife, started the filing divorce process because he thought she was coming back for him. And I'm thinking, wow, that's getting your, everything. Wow. But yeah, I don't got anybody, new, nobody here. I'm just drinking coffee. Oh, it's cold now. Yeah, I like my coffee warm because it's so cold in here. The air is pretty good. Yeah, it takes 2 of my checks now. Yeah, so. So, well. So anyway, yeah, those are red lights too. A lot of sociopath or psychopaths like to have you all to themselves. Eventually, they'll either have it where, they'll just, your family won't see them. Oh, trust me, I should know. Here I am. So, what should you do if you're in a situation where you feel that, and let's just say you don't have kids. Let's just say you don't have a whole lot of shit with this person. You're living at their place. What I would do, and what most people have said on Reddit, when they're in a situation where they live with somebody, and let's just say that you can move out pretty quick, but they got to be gone, at work. So wait for them to go to work, or have them, give them like $100. Yeah, go and do some shopping. Yeah, all right, bye. All right, everyone. Plan it if you need to have the whole family move out in a quick, swift 2-hour thing, no drama. When she comes home, you're moved out, and you tell her, hey, everything's there for you. Woo! I've moved out. Some of my friends like that. Their family come pick me up, went over there, helped my friend move out, you know, took all her furniture, which it was a majority of it, and he only had I think he had the sofa and the love seat and the table. She bought the dining room table, all the stuff they ate off of, the whole 9 yards. I was like, wow. Well, at least he has, like I said, he didn't have a bed to sleep in, but he still has a sofa and love seat. Shit. Yeah, when you're in a relationship, or it's like you've been fished, or you're in a relationship that is not going nowhere, is when somebody is so scared that you're going to outshine them that everything you do isn't good enough. Because it was like, I would something happened where even my son said, why is he yelling at you like that? I go, I have no idea. That was near the end of my relationship with him, because he had told me that I was so stupid I couldn't tell a real. I was looking for a storage unit to put on here, and I went on a fake one, and they kept saying, next week we're bringing it. I'm calling my bank. Call my bank. They took it off, and I went and ordered one up. So yeah, he yelled at me, and I said, that's not appropriate behavior. Well, my dad, I don't give a fuck what your dad used to do. You don't do that with me. I just got tired of being yelled at all the time. It just gets to the point where, do you like belittling people? Because it hurts me. It hurts me to do it to other people. I feel bad. I'm like dousing their sparkle. I really haven't been on a lot of dates, you know. I was mainly before my other boyfriend, I was dating a guy a couple years, and he just was like, He didn't want a relationship, and I wanted something to be in a solid relationship. And, his life wasn't solid or anything, and I wanted something where I could pour into. So, I looked else again, and boy, that was fun. I had one guy, he was just the biggest asshole. And one day I thought he would just wake up and go, yeah, I'm an at. No, he just kept getting pissed off because I worked. And then I finally said, dude, I work from this time to this time. I work from 12 to 8. I got to be in bed. Pretty much when I come home, I go to bed. I'm tired. Because I would get up already. I would have been up, getting ready for work. I haven't even been to sleep yet. Yeah. Do I miss the Ellen DeGeneres work? No. And now I know what those people are like. They're not nice. They're not your friends. They're not your lovers. I worked with the people like that on the pit. So anyone who talks behind your back, if they're talking about Joe Blow, they're talking behind yours. It's a guarantee. It's not psychic or anything. It's just a guarantee. That's how those people work. And they're usually not that, I would say, real smart. They always get caught, and they eventually do. I don't talk behind anyone's back at all. Okay, I talk about somebody's troll uber boob brother, but hey, I don't use his name. God dang, he's got a pair of tatas that I'm envious. Anyway, I just want to say, they always say what you want to hear. They always do. My ex used to say exactly what I want to hear. And then it'd be 2 months later, a woman would come up. She goes, yeah, your husband lost his phone. She gave it to me. He handed it to her and he forgot about it. She said, I was just going to put it in the mailbox. Wow. And I would tell him, hey, here's your thing. The lady gave it to me and he didn't say nothing, which was worse than saying something. Because what are you going to say? It was just a friend from work. That's all he said. I couldn't argue. She didn't say nothing else. Back then, the little flip phones were not cheap. What you pay for these, that's how expensive it used to be. What you pay for this, which is a decent price, right? What you pay for that, I used to pay for the little flip phone. For both, we were paying, I think it was like $150 a piece. So it was like $300. It was not cheap. I was paying for it. He wasn't. Oh, no. Oh, yeah. It was Verizon. We did Verizon for a long time, and then we switched to AT&T. And we went to this one place in Dearborn, Michigan, and they were noted for being assholes. The one manager, apparently, I don't know what happened, but it was like, they said I manhandled it. They were noted for breaking. They had this one flip phone. It was just like you farted, you moved it, and the fucker broke. Oh, I moved to AT&T back to Verizon. I went to Verizon till the chocolate phone. And that's when we no longer had the money to sustain the chocolate phone. So I was like, yeah. Wow, we're almost done here. Well, so I want to tell everyone, be careful. If you have a friend that talks about every single person they know, it's like my grandma used to say, they'll be talking about you. Don't tell them anything important. Keep it vague as possible when they ask about your private life. You don't know what kind of person they are, really. And that's where I'm at with that. Okay? Hey, I got one person. Would you like to put a thumbs up? Yeah. I hope you have a wonderful evening. And if you're dealing with stressful situations at home life, or if you're dealing with that, go get help. Therapy is really good. My uncle was a therapist. His home life sucked, but he helped a lot of people. No, I'm drinking coffee. I'm drinking coffee. So, yeah, always reach out to that one person that you might need help with. So, I will see you tomorrow. Have a wonderful evening. Take care. And have a, I love you guys.